Your manager has the same amount of impact on your happiness as your partner. You need to make sure that person that you're going to be around all the time is not going to drive you absolutely insane and lead you to having a drinking problem. You know, these are things you need to think about. Hey guys, what's up? It's Heather LaBoss here and welcome back to my channel. I am specifically making this video for any of you guys out there who happen to be in freeze mode right now. Know that you need to freaking get a job, but at the same time, you're just like you're just like dying inside. It's gonna light a fire under your ass. Your in-between job is going to be really good for you because it's gonna get you out of the house, it's gonna get you back into the workforce, you're gonna start making money again. On top of that, you can actually meet a lot of new people. If I were to, eventually get the job of my dreams, but in between I had another job that I was working, what would that job be? You come up with a fun place. I don't care if it's an ice cream shop, like put whatever you want. I used to work at C's Candy, by the way, but just like put whatever interests you. Also in an environment that you'd feel comfortable in. So I'm interested in working at a gym and being around that environment. So I already called 2 gyms. One of them is not hiring. And then the other one I got an email for. Look guys, I even have like a little script if you want to follow this, because again, I have complete compassion if you're in this spot right now. Like whether something bad happened from your last job or anything like that, you can get into a really just deflated state. So I really want to just pump you up today. So any way that I can help, leave a comment down below. So this is like a really basic, you guys can see like spelled incorrectly, script that you can use. Hi there blank, so whatever their name is, I was wondering if you had a position at blah blah blah, and then after you're done talking to them, say thanks, by the way my name is blah 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 and I'll be emailing you soon. It's simple as that, but again, it's these little things that we can get stuck in our head and just not want to get out of bed, and you know what I'm saying? Oh, that rhymed. How cute. So just like a little bit of housekeeping before I start calling different places. Go eat breakfast, go do your self-service, go get outside if you can and it's not, a snowstorm or a hurricane. Get out in nature for a little bit to clear your mind. Maybe take a little bit of vitamin D, get that D in you. By the way, if you're interested, I have a whole other series talking about applying to startups. So if you're kind of interested in that, you can go see my strategy, which is different than what I'm doing today. Today, I'm like, hey, you need a job? Hey, you need a job? Like, not need a job, like I love how I'm already thinking of it that way. But no, it's, hey, like, do you need somebody? Like, I'll come and work for you. I'll do a really good job. It's kind of a different approach than if you are meeting venture capitalists or if you're talking to people who are founders. It's kind of a different vibe and a different energy. This is, hey man, hire me right now and I'll do a good job.
Las Vegas. Your call is very important to us, so please leave us a detailed message, or if you'd rather, you could send us a text.
I'm gonna text them. I'm wondering if you had any receptionists. Hi, I was just wondering, do you happen to have any receptionist positions available?
I'm not sure. We just hired from the front desk.
Sorry, my camera died, but when I was walking to Starbucks, I walked past the smoothie store. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go in there and just ask if they're hiring. They really need somebody to do night shift. I'm like, night shift for like a smoothie place? Basically told me that if I get my little card today, they'll just like hire me. I'm like, okay, let's go. I also received a text back from one of the gyms that I reached out to. You have to understand when it comes to retail work or anything like that, you have to think about what is in it for you. For example, I just went to Starbucks. Do you think I'm gonna go put in my application though to Starbucks? No. How scary Starbucks people are, like that come in about their stupid coffee. Like, I don't want to deal with them. I would much rather actually work in security and tell people to get out. I don't know what it is, but I really enjoy doing that type of work. It's really funny because people look at me and they think, oh, she's like just so sweet, she's a pushover, and then I'm like, oh, you don't understand, I'm like a mongoose, okay? Yeah, anyways, I thought I would kind of talk to you guys a little bit, especially if you need a little bit of motivation and everything. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. And if I hate it, I hate it. I could find something else. Your manager has the same amount of impact on your happiness as your partner because you're spending so much time with them. okay? Really let that sink in and think about it. I know it seems glamorous to go after all these jobs, but you need to make sure that person that you're gonna be around all the time is not gonna drive you absolutely insane and lead you to having a drinking problem. You know, these are things you need to think about. I know it's almost around noon right now. Make sure that if you're reaching out to places, you either do it in the morning or you do it after lunch. Studies that have been done where a judge before lunch will be a lot stricter with their punishments than after lunch. Keep those things in mind. So you want to make sure that the people that you're reaching out to are going to be in their best primed mood. That's going to be either in the morning when they're starting their shift, not at the crack of dawn, but you know, when they're just kind of getting in, or after they've eaten, okay? Important things to keep in mind. So I wanted to wrap up and share what ended up happening with you guys. So after I filmed this part, I called up a security company that's nearby. The next day I went in for an interview and I was immediately hired. I know originally I really wanted to work at a gym, so I am gonna still be sending my resume off to them as well, just in case, but I am very happy with this, okay? I'm very, very happy. It's a well-paying job and I'm very stoked about it. So I was really going through it right before I filmed this video. I got out of a relationship and I spent Thanksgiving alone. And I know I did that whole Alone On series and everything, but this year it was just really difficult for me. Today, you know, I'm going into my orientation and I have somebody reaching out to me on LinkedIn for it's not a startup related position, but it is a creative remote position. I'm just thinking, what are the odds? You know, what are the odds? Funny enough though, I really do want to keep another job once I get my startup dream job, if you will, because I want to get out of the house. I want to have, and there's something about working in security that it makes me feel at home. If I end up part-time or something like that, it would make me very happy. Having spent a year working at a startup in IT alone and just being in my house, I don't really think that it was great for my mental health. So I would actually be really excited to keep this position even if I was offered something else. Yeah, we'll juggle it out. I finished editing 4 videos that are going to go up, so December is going to be covered on this channel, and once I get back from my orientation I'm going to film more so that I have into February covered. You guys can kind of see some of my, well, I don't have the scripts written yet for it, but I have my work cut out for me when I get back home from my orientation. Film that. So this channel will already be covered and it's gonna be great. And this is really gonna help me because I have educational things that I wanna finish off this year doing. Curious, by the way, I totally forgot. I was gonna tell you what happened to my last security job. So I loved that job, by the way. I really, really loved working there. I got to work at the parks. They even promoted me within a few weeks of me being there, and I got to do the driving position. I loved it. I loved driving around, listening to Gunna. But unfortunately what happened was I got sick and I had COVID-like symptoms, and they didn't want me to come back unless I had a doctor's note. But unfortunately my health insurance didn't kick in yet because I was still new there. It's kind of sad. They wouldn't take an at-home test, and they wouldn't even take a test from the window that you get at CVS. So it's kind of screwed. That's the end of me saving birds falling out of the trees in the rain. You know, things happen for different reasons, and so I'm really stoked to see how this security job is going to be, what the whole atmosphere is going to be like. Every site is different, and at the same time I have all these other goals that I'm working on, which I'm very passionate about, and I just love doing security work. It really gets me into my, holy shit, it brings out the best in me, let's just put it that way. It really does. It brings out my sassy, don't mess with me vibes, and I love it. Okay, well, I'm gonna go. I'm making my protein rich breakfast. Would highly recommend it. It doesn't have to be meat related if you don't want to, but if you're sad, get yourself some good protein because it's gonna help with brain fog. It's gonna help you just feel good when you wake up, and get some exercise, get some sun, and get some vitamin D. Okay, I love you guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah.